Hi, my name is Chrissy Clements. Everyone watches accesstv.org.
Welcome to another segment of All Politics is Local, here with your host, Arjo Winch. Today we have joining with us Lorraine Lee, who's a community activist. Lorraine does so many things. I'll have to let Lorraine tell you about all the things that she's doing. But here we are, 2 weeks after the presidential election, and we're still talking about the presidential election. Sometimes people just have to learn to let things go, turn the page, move on to the next thing, and let us get on with the people's business. I want to thank Lorraine for being here today, but before we go to Lorraine, I want to thank all the viewers who emailed me this week. Aldwin Samuels out in Beaumont, Texas. Lavinia Mathis, sorry Lavinia, I forgot what your city or town that you were from. Jackie Johnson from East Orange, New Jersey. And as I remember the other ones who emailed me, I will shout your name out. Thank you all for tuning in, and thank you for your encouragement. Remember to tune in regularly to All Politics is Local with your host, Arjo Winch. So hi, Lorraine.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing good. And how are you, busy lady?
Yes. Busy in the community. One of the projects I'm working on is called Feed My Sheep with Flav, which is Female Lyrics Against Violence. Mm-hmm. I founded that, and also, I have my own company called Queen Row Entertainment.
Good. So you're going to be feeding tomorrow.
Yes.
Tomorrow is Sunday
dinner.
the 18th. You're going to be giving Thanksgiving dinner in Hartford.
Yes, on the corner of Park and Main Street.
All right, excellent. So I'm going to try to get down there. I said I'm going to get down there and serve because I don't cook.
Yes.
So I'm going to get down there and serve some food to the homeless. And thank you all so much for being on there. We met a young man at the veterans event that we had last week who works down there. I forgot his name too.
Brian Parker.
All right, Brian. Thank you so much, Brian, for the great work that you're doing with the homeless veterans that come through in the city of Hartford. Now, how important is it to have somebody in the community to go out and feed people?
It's very important because a lot of people don't know that a lot of people in our community are hungry. Times are getting hard. They have been for a while, and they're hungry. We have a lot of veterans that come down here too. The South Park Inn, which was where Brian is a director at, they also house 30 beds for the veterans over there. So they're doing a lot for the community. So
it's also a homeless shelter where people can go and stay. Now, do they live there, or do they come in daily like how they do at the Salvation Army?
No, they live there.
Okay, good. So it's a residence. It becomes their home and a place
for
that
about
they
3
can
months
call their own. And they're a nonprofit organization, so those are funded with some of your public dollars. Remember, we always talk about everything in politics is local. Yes. That's all your dollars, your taxpaying dollars that goes to these organizations to help people in need. And then getting back to the election, I swear, I can't get past it. When I hear things about those people voted, I'm like, wait a minute, who are those people? So there's women, there are soldiers, there are mothers, fathers,
homeless people.
All those were included in that 47% that the opposing side, because we Democrats here, that the opposing side was talking about. But isn't it wonderful to know that one, government is not for sale, and that two, at any point that the 47% decide to get together, we can beat the 53%.
Thank you.
That's not mathematically possible, but trust me, on November the 6th, that's what happened, and I'm so glad to say that it did.
Yes, I was excited.
My number one favorite person, though, when I listen to is Al Sharpton. I love it. Nobody can put it to you.
Yes.
Like Al Sharpton does. He brings it right home and talk about, the election from the beginning. He's saying this isn't about, President Obama. This is about your mama, meaning that this is a long term. This is about seniors. This is about people who have been in it for the long haul, that will be here for the long haul. And as we make our decisions, moving forward about our economy and jobs and education and those kind of things, we got to be thinking strategically about what's going to happen to the people who come behind us.
Right.
What's going to happen to those who were here before us,
Right.
and those who made those ultimate sacrifices for just us to have those rights to go out and cast those votes.
That's right. And a lot of people are looking at the ones that's coming behind us, because those young, your grandchildren, your children that's coming up behind you, they need a place, you know. And right now, I mean, with the election, the way it went, I was excited. So it's telling me it's not just one-sided anymore. It's about all of us.
And that was so wonderful too, to see that, you know, America is becoming, you know, the country of, before they said America was the melting pot. And if people didn't understand what the melting pot was, that as people came in from other countries, you were expected to be like the Americans who were already in place, the blonde hair, the blue eyed, the light skinned Americans. But as America's evolving,
Yes.
now we're the salad bowl. That means if you're the salad bowl, you bring your carrots, you bring your potatoes, you bring your whatever it is, your croutons, whoever you are, you bring that to the table. You bring whoever you are, and you be yourself, and you still fit in. Because, I mean, how boring is a salad if we all just have just plain lettuce, or just all tomatoes, or just all cucumbers? You know, you need something to dress up your salad.
Right.
So, you know, everybody has their part. Everybody can be a part, and nobody, I learned this in the military, that nobody is unimportant. There are no unimportant people playing a part in any and everything that you do. Everybody has some sense of importance. You need to find out what that is. I mean, even in the election, I know that the opposing side will say, well, you know, we failed at, you know, what we were attempting to do. And while they might have failed at what they were attempting to do, look at the education that the rest of us got. Look at the things that we were able to learn. Look at the value that they taught us about ourselves. And nobody can take that away from you. Once you know what your value is, nobody can take that away
from you.
I don't care how many days, how many years, how many months. Once you know who you are, nobody can subtract that.
Right.
And that was one of the wonderful things that this election taught many, many people.
It just going back to the salad. I'm glad the salad had lots of color to it.
Absolutely.
That makes a beautiful salad.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Also had many different economic people who were rich, people who were poor, people who were employed.
Those are the seasons.
Those are all the seasons
Yes.
in the salad, you see? And that's so important, because that's who America is.
Yes.
It's no longer the place where you need to be like this in order to fit in. You come as you are. You fit in because you are there. Now, there are a lot of things that we still need to talk about.
Yes.
And there are a lot of things that need to be addressed. Like, what do you do about the people who have come, you know, immigration laws? Still need to have conversations about, you know, women in healthcare. Those things still need to be talked about, and how those things are addressed. And our women so happy that you're going to have a president who let you determine about what you want to do about your body, whatever it is, whatever state it's in, that you will get to determine that for yourself. The government's not going to do that for you.
Right, because I don't think it should be the government's place to tell me what I could do with my body.
Well, you know, there was one of those presidential candidates that thought it was their position to decide, you know, if you were to get raped or your daughter got raped by, you know, anybody, or if it was any type of incest that happened, that they were in a position to determine what you would do about that pregnancy.
That's probably why that president is not in. That president
That's one of the reasons that candidate did not succeed. No. And aren't we so glad about it?
Yes.
So for those of you who are listening to us on All Politics is Local, accesstv.org. Be sure to share us with your friends. Let them know that when you listen to All Politics is Local, you learn about how politics greatly impacts where you live. We're in Hartford, Connecticut, but how many of these things are going on in your city and in your town? We'd like to hear from you. You could reach us on accesstv.org, or reach me personally, as many have done. Gwen Snyder out in Annapolis, Maryland, at rjoewinch@yahoo.com. Well, I love to hear from you. I love to hear your comments. Let me know if there's a topic that's locally happening in your city and your town that you want us to address, that people will know nationally. So if you have a solution to a problem in your community, let us hear about that. We'll be sure to share it and make sure that others are able to do the same things in their community, because none of us can do this alone.
None of us. Even when I'm out every third Sunday, I'm not alone doing this. I mean, a lot of people have come together. I know I have the sportsmen in Hartford helping, the MCCA, which is the Multicultural Community Alliance.
Yes,
they're helping. I also got the Women's League on Main Street. They're also helping. So I mean, we have a lot of people helping. So the Women's League, they have like 9 total children that's going to be coming out helping me serve and feed the community. Is really nice.
And it's really, really nice because what you're doing is like you're teaching the young people at a young age that they actually do have an impact and they actually do have involvement, and they too can contribute it to something that's going on in their community.
Right.
You know, a lot of times our young people feel like, you know, the adults are doing everything and that they're not important, that they can't do things, that they can't impact other people's lives. But what your organization does by letting them get involved in feeding and helping the homeless lets them know that even their little hands can have an impact in the lives of others.
Exactly.
So that is so, so wonderful that we do that. And she mentioned a little bit about the Multicultural Community Alliance. And what that is an organization that meets every Tuesday night at the Sportman Club in Hartford, Connecticut at 2976 Main Street. It is open to anyone who wants to positively come in and impact the community that is around them. And while we're talking about the Multicultural Community Alliance, they will be having a shopping spree on December the 1st. It's open to the public. So come in and buy some of those special things for those of you who celebrate the Christmas holiday. You can buy some of those things. And if you don't celebrate the Christmas holiday, come in and buy something. Support the local entrepreneurs. And you could save it for a later date to give it to that special someone.
Right, exactly.
Because, you know, as we're going around talking to people, you understand that you talk about different cultures. Not everybody celebrates the same holidays. You know, some celebrate Kwanzaa, some celebrate Christmas.
Yes.
Some of us celebrate all the holidays. You know, so it doesn't matter what it is. I'm celebrating all of them. So if there's a gift to be given during that holiday, I'm celebrating that one too.
That's right. I want it.
But the sad part about it is, as I receive, I also have to give.
Yes.
So if you're getting gifts, you gotta give something
give
too.
something back.
So I just want to say, happy holidays to all of you. Make sure that you don't eat too much on Thanksgiving. Because that's another holiday that we have coming up very shortly, and everybody's going to be sharing, food and families getting together. What a great time, for families to get together. And we used to, in my family, share the holidays, go from one house to the other house to the other. We have gotten so big that in the last 3 holidays, we've had to actually rent a hall.
Wow.
That's how big our family has grown. It is like crazy.
Yes.
So I'm down to my great nieces.
Wow.
Nobody would know that I was that old. I know y'all thought I was like about 35 and older than I am. But I still have great nieces. And I'm like, oh my goodness. Because even I go out with my granddaughter who follows me around all the time. People are like, that's your daughter? Oh no. That's my granddaughter.
Right.
So I'm just so happy to see, people getting together and families still being together and getting together. And
it's giving, it's that time that's, it's giving. And a lot of people have lost, relatives, mothers, fathers, and the families are getting together. A lot that's what it costs for a lot of families to get together, because mama used to be the one that served everybody, and everyone go over there, like to my grandmother's house. That's where we all went to. But since she's passed, so everybody come over to my house.
Okay, so all right, so y'all know y'all can go over go to Lorraine's house on Thanksgiving. I ain't telling you where she lives. If she tell you, that's on her. But hey, you already know. Go to Lorraine's house on Thanksgiving. Christmas too?
No, they can come down to Main Street tomorrow.
75 Main Street
yes.
is where you can come. Is it the third Sunday of every month?
Third Sunday.
The third Sunday of every month. What about the colder months when it gets colder? How you do it then?
Well, I had permission from the center to come in there, and what we would do is feed them outside the gate because they don't have non-residents coming to South Park, and so we would do it on the outside over there. So we could get warm and come out and feed them like I'm supposed to. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So there you go. So even if the weather is cold outside, you still have a means to get down to 75 Main Street to feed my sheep with Lorraine Lee. They make sure that everybody has a good meal. I know that Barbara's going to be cooking some chicken or something other for you.
Chicken,
on
rice,
Sunday.
peas, yes.
Wow.
Jerk chicken.
Jerk chicken too.
Yeah.
So you all
Turkey.
like that hot, spicy stuff. You can go down there and get with Lorraine at Feed My Sheep. They don't need an ID card.
No.
You don't need to prove how old you are.
No.
You don't need to be a certain resident. All you
No.
need to do is come down, get in the line, and you will be fed. But see, these are some of the things that I think that the other administration is so far removed from, because they don't understand that in the community these kind of things still happen.
Right. I mean, I do it because I love it and it's in my heart to do. So a lot of people don't know that when I go out there, they're really needy people and nice people. They take care of me. Whatever I need, if I need chairs, they go get them. They bring everything back for me. So
they're greatly appreciative.
Yes, they are. I mean, and the first time I've done it, thank you for coming down here to us, is what I heard. And I'm like, I am one of you. So,
and it's so great. And we're talking about a little bit about local elected officials the other week with Ed Vargas from the 6th District. And then we had Angel R.C. from the 4th District. Victor Luna is a representative over doing community activism work like Lorraine in the 3rd District.
Yes.
And then we have Matt Ritter, who also was a guest on our show. And these are individuals like, you were talking about, that really get into the community.
Yes.
They go to the community. They don't just represent the community. They come into
out.
the community.
Yes.
Exactly. And that's so important in your government.
because they want to see you. I mean, I know, before I became involved, it's like I want to see them. I want to talk to them. I want to see what their views are and let them know what my views are. Let them know what's going on in their community, because they need to know what's going on here.
Exactly. Not only they need to know what's going on, they need to see what's going on. They need to be there. You can't be a representative of a government, of a people, if you're not willing to go where the people are.
Right.
So you can't represent me if you're not willing to, walk where I walk, go to the street where I live, see where my children go to work. See where my children go to work. I wish they all went to work. See where my children, see where my children are cared for. See where they go to school, what the schoolhouse is like.
Right.
And then a lot of times you got to go inside the schoolhouse and go on a day when it's not planned for you to show up.
That's right.
Because on a day when they plan for these nice walks and the first day of school and all that, everything is all planned out. No, go on those unexpected days when you just want to show up and go through the school and see what the school is like. Peek into the classrooms when you're not expected to be there. Then you're going to get a real sense of what is going on inside the place. It's unfortunate that we still have, a lot of places where our kids still aren't getting a good education. Right. This is all politically connected. If your politician in your local area does not see fit to go into the schoolhouse where your child is being educated, then you need to reconsider 2 years, 4 years from now if that's really the person who should be representing you. If they're not willing to go in there and see what some of the things are, then maybe not. Maybe that's not the representative for you. Remember, this is All Politics is Local, and we're going to tell you each and every time about how those things connect right to where you live, right to where your children are going to school, to the trash being picked up, to the days the trash get picked up, to what time the sweepers come through, when the winter months are going on, when your streets get paved. When your streets get plowed for the snow. So those things are all politically connected. If the people downtown don't hear from you when you're in need, they won't hear from you either. So get politically involved. You should know them by name. You should have them on speed dial. If something isn't going right in your community, you should be able to get to that elected official in your community. And more importantly, we talked a little bit about getting involved with the district, the state reps, because they represent your district. When you start talking about the mayor and council, they have in Hartford over 125 people that they're trying to service. Your district representative have more between 3,000 and 5,000 people. Wow. That person is easier for you to connect with and easier to get into your community to resolve some of those issues going on.
That's right.
But, I could talk forever. And this is something, that I do. Politics is what I love, to do. People say, well, when are you going to give politics a rest? Okay, when I'm laying horizontally and not breathing. Because as long as my kids are breathing, your kids are breathing, people are still unemployed, don't have jobs, don't have food, I'm going to continue to be involved because it's what I do. What I do is you. So make sure that you continue to come back regularly to All Politics is Local to make sure that you understand what your responsibility is to making sure people in your community who say they represent you are representing you. Not just come by every 4 years, every 2 years looking for you to go and cast those votes, but on the off times, in between times when you need them, can you get a call through?
That's right.
See, that's when you need to know those people. You don't need to know them during election time. You need to know them. They need to know you in between times,
Right.
when you need them,
Right.
when you want to get, some additional funding to help buy food
That's
to
right.
feed my sheep.
Yep. And I've been putting calls out, and I wish that some of them, if they see the program, that they do make some donations toward Feed My Sheep. It doesn't cost that much, but my thing is to feed maybe 100 or 200 people that don't eat every day at maybe one of the soup kitchens. If they're not open on this day, at least they can eat somewhere and have another meal, So they don't get the 3 meals.
Right,
and
so
then I feed children too, so it's like those children.
Right, that may be the only meal that they get all day.
Yeah.
So we're not going to call y'all out today because we don't know who you are by name. But Lorraine's going to let us know the individuals that she makes the phone calls to, and those individuals who don't have the time to assist her as she's trying to feed individuals who may not have a meal, who don't have a home, who those individuals go out and knock even on the shelter's doors, to get those individuals to go out and cast those votes to put them in office, yet when they need to eat, they're not available to even offer assistance.
All right. Then one of the things that 75 Main Street, which is South Park Inn, did is the times that they're not feeding them, they said, well, Feed My Sheep is across the street. Go over there and eat until dinner time.
Oh, see how wonderful is that? At least you have a relationship with them, so they.
Well, actually, I have a relationship with all the shelters. So I've talked to them, and they send them all. They come from all the shelters.
South Marshall Street.
South Marshall.
Good.
McKinney, Open Heart, Mercy Shelter, and South Park Inn.
See, so that's wonderful. A great relationship there that you're building with those individuals. And so, why is it called Feed My Sheep?
Those were the 3 words that Jesus said, and it was feed my sheep, and it didn't just mean feeding, but it meant compassion and love and caring for our community.
Wow, so that's good because when people title things, you always wonder, where did the title come from?
Yeah.
What drove you, to do that, and why was this a calling for you?
Well, I started this some years ago, and it was with Muhammad's Mosque, number 14 on Barber Street at that time, and we had a soup kitchen. And then we could give them the word, plus we also fed them, right? And I seen the need then. So I said, this is a need. A lot of people get them to hear the word, but get them, give them a meal at the same time and also hear the word. Mm-hmm. So I thought that was important, to let them know that, what I'm saying, even when they don't think, God is listening, He hears them. So He sends some of us as angels to go out there and do certain things for them. So I look at it something that I do, and I do it from my heart, like.
And it's really funny that you said that. I was joking with one of my friends. Mm. I ain't even gonna say his name because I don't want him to know. But anyway, I was joking with him, and funny that you mentioned about God. Does things in mysterious ways.
Yes.
And I would say, what? Even when the president appeared to be in trouble, not saying that he could have lost the election, we don't know that. But I said, see, God sent a woman, to ensure that the people knew that He would do exactly what He said. He said that He would go across party lines to do whatever He needs to do because He was the president. And what did He do? Went right to New Jersey with the Republican governor to make sure that they had the things that they need. I said, see, even God know if you need to get it done, you got to send a woman in there to make sure that they can help to get things together. So what did He do? He sent Sandy. Sandy, that's not true. Okay, well, did it happen? Yeah. Yes. Was it named by a woman?
That's
right. Okay. Did he go in there? Yeah. Okay. So what do you mean it's not true?
Right.
Prove it not true.
And then he had turned a lot of Republicans' heart after that because they was like, wow, he went in. I think it was Governor Chris Christie. He apologized. He said he called me not once, but he called me 3 times to make sure that everything was okay here.
And they're still out there. So you see that's a person that really has the people at his heart.
That's
right. If he wasn't the president of the United States, he would still be doing his community work. He would still be in Illinois, doing all those great things as a senator. But look, and now he can do those things for the nation, and not only for this year and the next 4 years, but for the rest of his life. He will be in the president's club. So,
but that's why I voted for him, because I look at what I do and I'm saying the president is doing the same thing, but on a larger
there you go,
scale.
on a national scale. Yes. Absolutely, and that's what the people needed.
Yes,
we couldn't get another Clinton back, so you know what? Now we got Barack Obama, who is like a Clinton. And I said this last week, and I'm going to say it again. Come on, Hillary.
Yes.
2016, we have got to do this.
Yes, definitely.
We have got to do it because I'm telling you, I'm not prejudiced. I like men, I like women, too. But I'm telling you right now that if we're going to have an opportunity in my lifetime, I know it's going to happen, but I want it to happen in my lifetime.
That's right. So I can
if
see
we're going to
it.
get a woman president, it's going to be Hillary Clinton in 2016.
Yes.
It has to be, because, you know, we can't do like the Republicans tried to do us last time. They tried to give us a woman. It can't be just any woman. It has
Hillary.
to be the woman.
Yes.
And there's only one right now for the Democratic Party, and that's Hillary Clinton. Because along with Hillary comes Barack Obama, comes Joe Biden, comes Bill Clinton. You know, they all coming together.
That's right.
So she's not in it by herself. She has a really great, strong support group and a very strong network. And not only that, she has all the men working with her that we love.
That's right.
Those are all the people that we love, and those are all the individuals that we know have the people's, you know, at their heart. Because I mean, Joe Biden is still taking a train.
Yes, yes, he is.
You know, into D.C. and he's the vice president of the United States. Now, Joe, if you ever decide to run for president, you're gonna have to give up that train.
That's right.
But for right now, you can keep on riding the train. And I'm a little bit troubled because I know that, you know, right now there's the debates about is Hillary Clinton going to run in 2016, and if there's a debate about if Joe Biden is going to run in 2016. So a lot of us who, you know, are having those kind of conversations, we got to try to figure that thing out too. And so hopefully the Democratic Party will make that decision, you know, at their level, so we don't have to do that here, because we don't want to be sitting here saying, are we going to vote for Hillary or are we going to vote for Joe, when we know that both of them are good, excellent choices for president. So, Joe, I know you served as the vice president, but we gave you 8 years. So, you know what? It's going to be Hillary time in 2016. I mean, it's all we do, Hillary Biden. I mean, whatever. Right. There's a bunch of combinations of things that can happen. If y'all call me, I'll give you some scenarios or some things that could possibly happen. It doesn't have to be just like the status quo, you know, kind of stuff is going on. There's like a myriad of different things that could happen. Whereas, you know, Joe, you can have your time at the presidency, and Hillary, you can have yours too. But call me, we'll talk about it.
That's right. Well, Hillary's been in what, 15 years? Yes.
Well, no, I think that she said over 20 years because remember she was in the White House with her husband for 2 terms, and then she served on the Senate herself, right? You know, in New York for a term, and then you know she's been out there a long time doing community work prior to her husband getting elected, because remember he was the governor, right? So I mean, she's been out there more than 20 years doing this work. So I mean, granted, you know, she might be a little bit tired, but Hillary, you got 4 years in the White House to do. You can't quit now. You got 4 years to do at the head, and then you can go and, you know, relax, take care of the grandkids and stuff. Yeah. But we need you there.
I hope she's not tired. I hope she, you know, just continue. I mean, she's been doing it a long time, and I don't think it's in her heart. So I know she's gonna still be doing it.
Right. So I mean, there's some conversation now about, you know, Rice becoming the right now the ambassador, and then there's questions about maybe she might be the Secretary of State, and so that'll give, you know, Hillary, we're planning your life for you, just in case you didn't know, we're planning it all out for you. You know, she could take a break for like about a year or so, and then get out on the campaign trail.
That's it.
So, and I tell you, I know a group of women in the city of Hartford, Connecticut, who will lead that up for you. So if anytime you all want to call us, reach me, 860-796-2368. We'll already go ahead and get the Hillary 2016 banners rolling, so that way we make sure that we're going to get our first woman president in my lifetime.
Right.
All right, so we want to, Lorraine, we have like about a minute left. You want to share some other things. Hey, don't you all forget, tune in regularly to accesstv.org with your host, Arjo Winch, and the other programs that are running on TV, accesstv.org, to check in to find out what's happening, not only locally in the city of Hartford, Connecticut, but also around the nation.
All right. My name is Lorraine Lee. As you know, you can contact me at Hartford Feed My Sheep at yahoo.com.
All right, that's Hartford Feed My Sheep at yahoo.com to reach Lorraine Lee if you want to be a contributor to her program, if you want to come out, you know, and help her if you're in the local area. You can also meet with us in the Tuesday night of the week at the Multicultural Community Alliance meeting at 2976 on Main Street. That's also located in Hartford, Connecticut. I want to thank you all so much for your support. Thank you all for continuing to tune in. And remember to always tune in to accesstv.org to find out how politics is local.
That's right.